What's up, guys and gals? Welcome back to the Nerd Castle for the next episode of Ark Survival Evolved. My name is Splattercat, and I'm happy to have you here today as we go ahead and use some of the metal we made in the previous episode to get things done. So what I needed right now is did I not take those out of the smelter? Where did my metal end up? I thought I took it out of the smelter, but maybe I didn't. Smelter! What do you have? No, do not demolish. Go into its inventory real fast. So where did I end up with all these metal ingots? I got 14 metal ingots right there. And if I wanted to craft, let's say... Oh, that's right. I got to put them inside the crafting. I forgot about that. So anyways, with the crafting table, you got to put stuff inside the crafting table. Otherwise, it won't work. We needed to get ourselves... I turned off the text overlay, by the way. Use the Q key to do it. Oh, we're freezing to death right now. That's always good. It should be daytime pretty soon. Considering we're holding a giant flame in our hand, you would hope that that would help out a little bit. But I guess that it doth not. So what did I need to get some of this stuff done? We're going to go grab that in just a minute. But let me take a look at it. Weapons, melee, and then we needed wood. We needed hides. We got plenty of all that stuff. What is that Dilophosaur doing? What are you doing right now, man? You're just like lined up right there. Yeah, I was going to say, you know how badly this is going to go for you, right? He's spit in my eye, though, before he goes. That's how you catch a disease right there. That's how you get a serious case of pink eye. So he spit in my eye. We got to wait a minute until I can see again. And we'll turn the lights back on. Let me jump in here. I should have all the things that I need in order to properly make all this stuff, but it might take me just a minute to get it all organized. So we got 40 hides right there. I don't think we needed a ton of wood, which is good because I don't have any. There's probably a tree around here somewhere that I can make use of, but we got that. We'll throw all of the metal in here, and then we'll find just like some loner tree around that I can chop down. It has no friends anyways. Nobody's going to miss it. Nobody is going to miss it. Wow, we built our base like in the one spot that has no trees whatsoever. Alright, well, since we have no trees here, let's maybe go to the ones on the top of the hill over on this side. Also get rid of you, because I don't want you in my airspace. Yep, it's going to be a very quick death. Don't even start this fight. This fight is not going to end well for you, Trikey. Oh, there's another one coming too. They like to chain pull. They're friends. Lots and lots of homies. Triceratops have really good social skills. They like each other quite a lot. They're good at talking, debating. Not very good at fighting, though. So obviously they very, very rarely come to blows over their beliefs. Still, that's not to say that they don't have dedication to what they speak. It's just that they don't back it up with much force. Go up to this side, and this tree right here looks like a good victim. Who's gonna stop me? It's not like there's some consortium of trees that's gonna come out here and make me not do this. There we go. So now that we got that, you gotta watch out for the tree cartel. They are no joke. We got 14 wood right there. Hopefully that's enough to build at least something over here on this side. I might chop down one or two more trees just to make sure because I can never tell. I think the sun should come up long before we freeze to death, but if it doesn't, we'll probably have to reappropriate some of this wood and use it for a campfire. That's really the only way to get your temperature back up. And even then, it doesn't take you from, like, there's the snowflake and there's the ice cube in the bottom left-hand corner. The ice cube means that you're losing health. The snowflake means that it might get colder, it might get warmer. Who knows? We don't speculate on these things. There's not a lot of weathermen in prehistory. Big Boss Slasher's way over there. Hopefully there's nothing nasty down here that wants to murder me like a raptor. Okay, that's looking pretty good. Just a little bit more wood and we can get the hell out of here. So my stomach is not full either, so let's go ahead and eat up a few more berries to make sure that that's ticking upwards. I may use some of this to create a fire and cook up some meat because I have a really, really hard time in this climate keeping my food bar down. Or keeping my food bar up, I guess. I don't know, different games do it differently. Some games when it's empty, you're like good. Some games when it's full, you're good. This is one of those games where when it's empty, you're not good. So let's go back home. I think that's enough wood for right now to take things. I can't see worth ass right now, so I'm going to turn on a torch real fast. And there's Cheeky Beaky and the rest of my friends. Swing back around through here, we'll run up inside the house, and we'll get a couple of tools made. Now, this is going to be one of those long-term goals that we've actually accomplished. Getting metal tools is a big thing that I've been thinking about since the beginning of the game. The spacing of the engram points and the way that you get new technology and stuff like that is actually kind of slow, in my opinion. I wish that it went a tad faster, but then again, obviously, you could just cheat to make it happen. But I do think that now that I'm getting higher level, I find that it's taking me a really, really long time to get, like, singular levels. It still ticks up on its own when I'm getting XP, it's just... it takes a while longer. So for right now, that much of a bar is 100 XP, which is like 50 crafts. We got 29 of those right there. We can make an axe. Okay, we actually didn't even need that much. I'll make you guys, and then we needed a lot more metal ingots in order to get that done. So for the first time ever, I can now go through. We got the metal hatchet right there. That means that I can ditch our stone tools. And where did those land? Kind of threw them haphazardly into my bag, and now they're all missing. There we go. It means I can drop those to get rid of the weight. We'll take these on board. So there's 1 and 2. We're looking a lot better. You can't make a metal torch. I would assume that would just be called a flashlight or a mag light. I probably don't want those either. Those Argentavis feet, because I killed a lot of Argentavis along the way because they drop a lot of loot. Just clogging things up right now. Just getting in the way. Constantly in the way. Drop a couple more things of fibers too, because I'm always carrying around just like thousands and thousands and thousands of fibers. There are far too many of them. Our health is almost down at half, so my next suggestion would be that we take this over to this side. We'll cook up some meat in just a minute, so let's access that inventory. We got 65 charcoal in there. Not bad at all. That would actually give us enough to where if we could go find... What else do we need? We needed... Oh, yeah, spark powder was the other thing we need. I think I have like 300 or 400 gunpowder at my other house. It's going to be easy for us to make a lot of bullets or whatever. Actually, the main limiting reagent there is going to be metal. Take that. We've got... Just put a big stack of meat in there and then light that thing up. And once those are all finished off, I'll come back and we'll have enough food to where we don't have to worry about our meter going down any longer. So what do these look like? That's pretty cool. I have a hatchet just like that. And indeed, I have a pickaxe just like that one, too. The head's a little bit too large. The head's so large that if you swung it, you would run a pretty solid chance of hitting yourself in the shoulder every single time. But it still looks cool. Rock picks don't tend to be that big, but it'll work for right now. I'm not going to bring all of you guys along here. You guys come over here. And the people that I want to stay... Let me see if I can get them separated. I got such a big zerg ball of monsters at this point, or a big zerg ball of prehistoric creatures that unfortunately... There it is. So I'll disable them all now. Let me get back up in here. We're going to enable you on following. We're going to enable... Well, not you for right now because we don't need you. But all you guys, I think we're going to go back to Alpha Base today. I sort of feel like I should go and check back in on things over there. Additionally, I also have a critter in that region who's good at picking up berries, and that's the next thing that we're going to have to do if we wanted to tame ourselves something. I've only got 3 trank arrows left, and I don't think that's going to be enough for a stego, which is our next goal. So a stegosaurus is going to be the next thing that we capture. There are stegosauruses next to our house, so I'm not going to really worry about capturing one right here, right now. Instead, let's jump onto the back of our scorpion, and we're going to get traveling. I think if I travel... Let me take a look at the map first, actually. This area is so ridiculously laggy. I think we actually built on the edge of one of the sectors. So, like, all of the map is made up of squares, and when you cross the boundary in between those squares, it loads part of the next square. And so I think what we did is, like, the demarcation line is in here somewhere, so every time I cross that, you end up with, like, a load time or something, which is why it chugs so badly over here. Let me take a look at my map. And a compass would be something that I would actually really, really treasure. So if those mountains are right there... That would mean that the mountains are on my... Actually, I could just run in a direction, I guess. Let's take a look here. I think the mountains are on my right. So if I go this way... Yeah. So that's the mountain right there. So that's going to be north. And that's going to be south. So we got to go that way if we wanted to get home. I'll probably... Let me check on the meat real fast because we're going to be hungry long before we get there. But what I'd like to do along the way is if we see metal nodes, I'll probably try and harvest those up too. You are in my way right now, Stego. I would love for you to leave. You're being very rude. Your disproportionate girth right now is actually making every single one of my critters get stuck. Alright, so let's go back this way. We'll grab the meat, and then we'll probably follow the river back down to the south. We'll go back to Alpha Base. Once there, I'm going to have to spend a whole bunch of time picking up berries so that we can make ourselves some more narcotics, because that's going to be something we don't have enough of. If I can get myself like 25, 30 narcotics, it's going to put me in a great spot to go out and tame a few more dinosaurs so that our harem gets larger. Is that the word that we wanted to use? Our stable gets larger. That sounds better. That sounds a lot more socially acceptable. I needed to check on you. That's what it was. Access that inventory. We got 9 meats ready to go right there. I'm just going to let that keep burning. I'm going to take the charcoal with me, though, because who knows, we might need to make ourselves a bit more gunpowder when we get back home. It takes 1 metal ingot per bullet you make. I don't know if anybody had noticed that, but I was looking at all the recipes in between the episodes, and I was like, oh my god, it is really brutal to make bullets. Like, they tried to limit that like crazy. I'd figure out of an entire lump of metal, you'd be able to get 3 or 4. They look like little musket balls, though. I'm probably going to go with J-Key right there. No, not Cheeky Beaky. Cheeky Beaky, stay where you are. Stay where you are, Cheeky Beaky. Nobody wants you to come over here. Cheeky Beaky should be fine on that side. Hopefully he defends himself. I think we needed Big Boss Slasher. So let's jump up on Big Boss Slasher. I will remind you that I did end up finding, I think, Parasaurus, or what was the name? Bolosaurus Flex. We haven't been back to Alpha Base in so long that I'm forgetting the names of all my pets. Like, look how many dinosaurs it spawns in one spot down there. It's just way too much. I feel like dinosaurs would be a lot more scarce. Like, they wouldn't feature themselves quite so prominently. Why are you guys not coming with me? Come on, everybody over here. Did I get all of you? Or did I miss one? Okay, so I got all the ones that I wanted. Alright, back to Alpha Base. I'm not going to cut this out, because every single time I decide to make a cut, interesting things happen while I travel. And while I don't think anything crazy is going to happen in between here or there, if we end up fighting with any T-Rexes or anything like that, I have killed a T-Rex, by the way. Not that bad now that I have my big away team. They seem to handle their business quite resoundingly. Still, did a great job against the T-Rex. Look how many dinosaurs there are. Like, oh my god. Like, what need do we have of this big of a herd of dinosaurs right next to our base? That's one of the other reasons that I'm retreating back to Alpha Base, is just because there's too much going on over here. It's too busy, and so unfortunately it's difficult for me to keep the frame rate up. My game runs like 10 frames whenever I'm in this situation. It has a large density. In fact, it is soaked in suckage. There, that's the way that I'll put it. Soaked in suckage. Looks like we're out of stamp for right now, so let's wait and let him get charged back up. I want to try the Spinosaurus, but I think with the Spinosaurus, the big issue that we're going to run into is I think when I was looking at his stats, he hits really hard. And so it only takes him like 4 or 5 hits to kill one of our dinos. So it doesn't really matter that they have overwhelming force, because I think we'll suffer some form of attrition if we fight a Spino. I almost lost one of my characters when we fought a T-Rex just because he was able to focus on that one mob. And every time that mob came in to hit him, he actually got one hit off. And so since they were trading, it ended up being a little bit nasty, but what are you going to do about it? I think if I take a look at my map very, very rapidly, oh good, it's glowing again. I'll probably just try and follow this river around until we're facing the place that we want to go. I tend to use the rivers to navigate when I go through this game. They're very, very nice for situationally just establishing yourself on the map. And I know people are like, well, you've got a thumbtack for that on your map, so, you know, I wouldn't put a thumbtack in my map because I tend to accumulate those holes. I've seen people that map like that before, where they use like a big piece of cardboard, and then they have all the mapping stuff that they're working on, and then they put thumbtacks in it and things like that, but it punches holes in the map, and I don't like that very much. You're going to have to transcribe it anyways. I would say for any map that you make, you're going to have to transcribe it at least 4 or 5 times. Still, not my thing. We'll kill some Dilophosaurs along the way as well, just to give people some XP. Get you. Yep, there it is. Try and maybe get you. As many dinosaurs as I can destroy before this adventure is over. Another trike bites the dust. They should be able to kill that Parasaur very, very rapidly too. The reason in so doing, why am I running around murdering a ton of dinosaurs? It's actually very, very simple. I want them to level up, and they get XP for every single thing that I kill. And so if I can keep them leveling up, it'll make me happy. Yeah, I don't know what's up with the frame rate in this game lately. They patched something, and ever since it hasn't been running very well for me. I don't know. They patch so frequently, and they change things so often that it's very hard for me to tell, like, when they've made graphical changes on their end. But as of right now, I've had a hard time running the game the last couple days. It has just been laggy as shit. And I don't know what patch did it, but some patch killed my performance. Sorry about that. I had to fiddle with something real fast. Look how many T-Rexes there are over here. There are 4 T-Rexes up on this beach just running around wrecking everything. And if they're like mate boosted and whatnot, if you actually consider that, I think those T-Rexes over there may have bit off more than they can chew. I've seen Ankylosaurus kill a couple of T-Rexes before. Like a big group of Ankylosauruses will whip the hell out of a T-Rex. We probably want to stay out of the way of this melee though. So in the interest in keeping ourselves safe, I'm going to go off to this direction and kind of cut inland a little ways. If we could stay... Oh, there's another one right there. Okay. It's not that big of a deal. We shouldn't have any problems killing a T-Rex. I've killed 3 or 4 of them already. Our team is ready to kill T-Rexes, so we are pretty much safe right now. But I prefer to avoid the fight in the first place, just because the other ones, there's a lot of them around here. If you take a look around the map, it seems like there's probably 4 or 5 in the area. And if any of them are mate boosted, they'll jump in on the fight, and it'll make our lives suck. So... what's going on with the shadows right now? That is super weird. Huh. Alright then, well I'm not going to think about it. Looks like he's eating something right there. A Parasaur or something? I don't know, too many T-Rexes to be trusted at the moment. Looks like we've got a Carno right there too. We could have a black Carno and a white Carno. Oh good, he's going to add. We shouldn't have too many problems with the T-Rex. We should be able to handle him, I think. Maybe. Well, it looks like the Raptors are the only ones on him, so this may actually get a little bit gnarly. It also depends what level he's at. I think I lost my Carno. Where's our Carno at? Carno! Where'd you go, Gash Nasty? I know you're up in here somewhere. Gash Nasty? Gash Nasty! Where did Gash Nasty go? Oh man, I lost another dinosaur. They also need to work on the pathfinding while we're talking about this. Gash Nasty could technically be anywhere right about now. There he is. He's stuck on a rock. I think when we went in between... Oh no, he's stuck on some trees. Okay. That's no good. Well, let's get you dislodged, amigo. There we go. Is that enough? Are you going to be able to get out? I need to chop this little guy too. You coming back with me? There it is. Alright, he's probably going to get stuck right there too. Nope. Let's go back and harvest our T-Rex. He's probably got some pretty solid loot on him. He's still laying here anyways. He's fighting with a Stegosaurus over there. The last thing I ever want to happen is to jump up off my... The reason I stay, when you meld with a creature like this, or not meld, I guess when you ride on a creature, it shares your HP. And I want to have my HP shared for sure, because there's T-Rexes around and I can't take too many bites from them. Inventory, what you got? Nothing? Okay, since you got nothing, I'm going to go ahead and harvest you real fast. Lovely. Prime meat, sure. Yep, sounds good. Let me on the ride, because we got another T-Rex coming. And there it is. See if we can kill him off as well. Try and stay at least kind of out of the way. Just sting my ass off real quick so it looks like Crash Nasty stinging your ass off like you didn't. You remember that from when you were a little... Never mind. I'm not going to talk about it. Never mind. Let's go ahead and we'll fight with the T-Rex a little bit further. See if we can get some goodies. Ah, bathe in the blood. The blood is all over my body. I want to come out of this looking like just some psycho from Mad Max. Like, ah, blood all over my face. All right, so we got that right there. All taken care of. It looks like our frame rate recovered too. Now I'm running at 60 frames. This game makes no sense to me. Like, sometimes I just cannot tell. Certain areas seem to run better than others because it spawns less dinosaurs. When you go up to the place where beta base is at, I have so much trouble running the game, and so I may actually make a third base elsewhere. Got another raptor on this side. He's going to come straight at us. I'm going to sting him in the head real fast, and then the rest of my dinosaurs are going to wipe him out. If you're trying to level up and you can overwhelm a T-Rex, it will level you up very, very quickly. The T-Rexes seem to give a lot of XP. I got the wrong prefix right there. XP, HP, they're all letters. It's all the same. Job done, guys. Job done. So I think that's our island right there, although where's the sun's position at? I don't know where the sun is at right now, but I think that's our island over there. If it's not... Well... Maybe that's it over there. I'll have to keep an eye on it. I get disoriented really, really easy. I need to get myself a compass. That's the main reason why I have trouble orienteering. We've got nobody leveled up there. It looks like Gash Nasty's ready to go, though, so we'll give Gash Nasty another little grip. I don't know if he wants HP or what we want to do with him. I'll probably go with melee. Yeah, because he gets 17% more damage, and I was looking at the wiki, and I think he does like 25 damage a swing. So I'm thinking that if we give him an extra 17%, it should be a decent amount more damage he does with each bite if we just keep bumping that on up. We'll turn him into our DPSer. Let's go this way, and if I can get a better eyeball, there's still Ankylosaurus around too, and I totally want him. Did that one just spontaneously die? Oh no. He got stung by a scorpion. Oh. Had I the berries, I would totally use the Ankylosaurus right now because this is an opportunity. One of those organic opportunities that you never necessarily tend to get. So it seems like the scorpion managed to knock him out. Yeah, we'll just leave him. He'll be okay. I'm not going to mess with him for right now. I know that whoever's playing that right there, that's how I used to think about it when I was a little kid. I thought that, I didn't think this literally, but I used to think about it like, wouldn't it be fun if everything else in this game was controlled by a player? And I'd still be like, that player right now is looking super panicked, just like, no! He knows that his character's about to get tamed. I'm about to steal his best friend from him. So yeah, I think that's our island right there. Let's go ahead and ford the river real fast. Fjord! We'll fjord the river. On this side, we've got ourselves a coelacanth. I was just trying to make sure that it wasn't one of those goddamn piranhas. Those mega piranhas are a giant problem because they cause that to happen right there, where your dinos get stuck in the water. It's happened to me a couple of times where they'll fight with a mega piranha and they'll get stuck in the terrain underneath the water, and then they'll just sit there and drown, and then you gotta like tame a whole new dinosaur. And given how long it took me to get the Carno, I'm just not looking forward to it. The taming in this game just doesn't do much for me. It takes too long. It's just kind of like boring. And it's probably because I'm in single player and I have to sit there and guard it for hours and hours and hours. But even so, The taming system, I think, needs work. I'd like it to be like more like you tame a horse in real life, where you put him in a pen, but I've talked about that already, so we're not going to touch on it. Almost home. It's actually not that long of a walk in between our two locations. It's just that I keep getting sidetracked fighting with T-Rexes and things of that nature. What side of our island are we on right now? So we actually, if we could cut straight through, it'd be a lot faster. Ooh, I don't know what that was, but whatever. I'm not going to think about it. If we can cut through like so, I think we'd be able to get this job done a lot quicker. And then what I'm going to do after this is I'm just going to farm out narco berries for a good 20-25 minutes. We'll get ourselves a whole bunch more narcotics. Once we do that, I'm going to try and knock out a stegosaur. In the next episode, if we can get our stegosaurus nice and tame, that'll make our lives easier with regards to farming even more narcotics. And once that's done, I don't know what our next adventure is going to be. I've looked around for caves, but I can't seem to find them anywhere. And I went to those mountains with the intent of finding one of those caves, but it didn't seem to be anywhere. So I might look up where a cave is at on the map. And then once I know where the cave's at, we may have some cave adventures in between here and like the next couple episodes. But I've been having trouble planning things out for this series, so we'll probably just take it organic, just kind of like flow through as we see fit. It's been a while since we were back here. This base should hopefully still be standing. I hope nothing's been messing with it. I may also train a trike while I'm over here. Oh good, we're stuck again. Gents, I'm going to need you to stop doing that. Wow, that chops down a tree quick. It takes like 2 swipes for this thing to chop down a tree. Oh, you're trapped in the one on the left. There we go. More thatch for the thatch throne. My throne is made of thatch. It's kind of itchy. It's not at all pleasant to sit on, but it's better than having no throne, I would guess. So, I don't know. All you people with no thrones will have to tell me. Is it better to have no throne, or is it better to have a throne made of thatch? Nobody ever really, like, organizes these things. I think we need to turn this way a little bit more. Nobody ever organizes these things into a clear hierarchy. And they need to. Just put it down on paper, like thatch throne, cotton throne. You got to put them in a nice order, and then once you got the order, you put it up on Wikipedia. Therefore, everybody can go through and just be like, hey, I know that when I go to purchase a throne, that I'm going to be educated as a consumer, and I will know that the thatch throne is kind of like somewhere near the middle of the list compared to all the other thrones. I feel like this is getting rapidly out of hand with regards to the commentary. I feel like this is just running off in a random direction. I'm not even sure what to do with it. I should be getting close here. I just need to find a location that I recognize. I think... Are we going like eastward right now? Big Boss Slash has to drop a deuce. Hold on. Okay, so are we going southwards right now? Like, what direction are we carrying? Looks like we're going east. So if this is east, that means that's south. There we go. I knew I'd get myself oriented eventually. And I think we're... over here somewhere. Little spit of land that's sticking out that I don't recognize. It's been a long time since I've been back in this corner of the map, so it's a little bit confusing for me. You'll just have to hang tight. I want to get some more Dilophosaurs too, just because I enjoy having like huge squads of Dilophosaurs. They're too slow though. That's the only downside to them, is that I feel like they can't keep up ever. Even like with my own sprint speed, it seems like they're always falling behind. Anything over here? Home, where are you? All I want to do is be with you. Well, suffices to say, we're already home, so I'll probably break off the episode right here. Once I find my way back home, I'll do my farming, and then I'll come back. My name is Splattercat. Thank you for joining me here for the next episode of Ark Survival Evolved. I look forward to seeing you all in the next episode. Take care out there, everybody, and as always, a fond farewell and hi-do from me to you.